stop what you're doing, grab a pen and piece of paper, and meet me back here in 10 seconds. We got work to do.
I was thinking I had it all figured out, doing what I want, a slave to myself. Now I'm broken, I can't do it on my own. I know God wants my good, and that's enough. Why I'm yelling, working on some changes.
What's up, good people? Time for us to dig a little deeper today. Okay, one of the things we're going to be looking at today, or the only thing rather we're going to be looking at today, is what I call dreamscaping. Okay, dreamscaping may be a term that you may not be too familiar with, but we are goal-minded people. We have to have something to work toward. We cannot depend on the thin air formulating something that we're going to think we fit perfectly in. We have to have a destination. All right, and I want to talk about a few of my thoughts that I wrote down, and I'll elaborate on those, giving you some insight and some instruction on how it is that you should dreamscape your future. Okay, so let's get right into it. One of the first things that I started to think about was how everything in our lives is a compilation of things that we have either lived ourselves and experienced or learned from some other source, whether that be parents, friends, or other family members, books, school, whatever it is. Our lives are made up of a compilation of all the things that we have taken in, and that is usually how we decide what success is, what fame is, what wealth is. All of the things that we think are good come from that compilation. We pull from that the things that we like, the things that we desire, the things that we want, the things that we hunger for, and that's how we usually shape our lives. Okay. So I kind of wanted to dig a little deeper when it comes to these things and how it is that we go about formulating our life and our life experiences. Another one of my thoughts was we have gotten really good at regurgitating information. All right, think about it. We get paid to regurgitate information. Doctors get paid for the information that they spent 8 to 12 years in school obtaining. Lawyers get paid for information that they spent 8 to 12 years in school obtaining, right? We get paid to regurgitate. We also used to, when we were in school, we got graded for it. Whether your thoughts are good or bad, we giving out grades. That's a good thought, that's a bad thought. And all of that information is usually something that we received from somewhere else, right? From some other source, from some other person, and it's not often that we tend to use our own mindset when it comes to things like success, like our finances, like our dreams, our goals, aspirations, things like that. We're usually regurgitating what we're learning from Instagram, what we're learning from Facebook, what we're learning off of these platforms and or other sources. We read magazines, we see the rich and famous living in palaces, and we think that that's what success looks like, not knowing their struggles, things they're going through, hardships, family crisis. And when we do see those things on the news, we think to ourselves, how is it that this person could be struggling so heavily when they got all of this money? When they got all of this fame, when they got all of this fortune? Because that's not what life is all about. That's why. All right. So a lot of what I'm trying to do here at Recession Proof is give you a different mentality concerning yourself. See, you got to think differently about yourself before you start to set things in place that fit who it is that you are. Right. I don't want you to be anybody or anything. I want you to be true to you. I want you to be able to acknowledge who it is that you are, what you think success is to you. And I want you to be comfortable in that. I want you to be 100 right there, all the time. And that's why we have to shift our focus, right? We have to dig deep and learn who it is that we are and what we can provide to the world, what we have to offer. That's the only way that this is going to work. All right. But how do you know what your purpose is when you spend all of this time fashioning your life after everybody else's, after everything that everyone else has? How do you really know what your purpose is, what you were sent here to do? Okay. Like, that's something that you really need to think about. Do you really know? If you could compare your life to somebody right now, I'm willing to guarantee that your life right now, the life that you want, let me say that, the life that you want right now looks like someone else's, right? There's barely anything original in it right now as we speak. These are the things that I want you to think about. Everything that I'm leading you to is meant to answer the question that everyone is trying to answer. Why am I here? And what is my purpose? Because see, if you feel the void in which you're supposed to be standing in, the money that you're looking for is in that void, the status that you're looking for is in that void, the structure that you're looking for is in the void, the job, the profession, whatever the case may be, all of those things are in that void. If you would just put on your shoes, stand in that place, and be who it is that you are, you'll have everything that you're supposed to have if you just feel the space of your life. I have to feel the space of Joshua's life. Nobody else is going to fill that spot for me. Nobody else is going to be Joshua for me. Okay, I have to feel that space. I cannot try to be something or someone else, because ultimately I'm going to receive in part what it is that they have. Even if I get the fullness of what it is that they have, it doesn't fit my life. Okay, now we're going to get into Dreamscaping. I'm just taking you down the pecking order of thoughts that I had before we get there. Okay. Listen, you have to first know what your dreams are, and if they're even yours to begin with. Okay, this is the thing about Dreamscaping, because this is going to work out in phases. All right, you're not just going to write something on a piece of paper or create a vision board and think that that's supposed to be it. You're going to have to critique this thing over the course of time. You're going to have to finesse it. You're going to have to rearrange it. The destination is the same. The destination is success. And whether or not you think you know what that looks like, you may or may not really truly know until you start to map it out, put it on paper, document it, write it down over and over again. Remedy yourself of things that you can finally see don't work for you, don't fit in your life. You have to be able to make the commitment to fulfilling your dreams, but you have to first make the commitment to actually seeing what your dreams truly are. All right, creating a realistic expectation for your life, somewhere in which you fit. Make sense? Am I making sense? Somebody comment and tell me if I'm making sense. All right, one of the first keys in doing that is you have to align yourself with your purpose. Because as you dig deep and as you search and you start to understand your hunger and you start to want to put fuel in the tank to fulfill your desires, you're going to begin to realize that you have a totally different purpose than some of the people that you now idolize. All right, that you now follow, that you now want to mimic their lifestyle or their patterns or what it is that they have. You're going to realize that you're so much different than them. There's so many different ways you would have done things. This is one way for you to gauge it. Watch other people. Document their lifestyles. Look at how they're posting on Instagram and Facebook and running their business. And what you're going to quickly realize is that you're going to see so many things you would have done different. That is one indicator to reveal who it is that you are, what separates you from the pack. But we want to put that in a place where we can utilize it. Okay? We don't want to just know we would do something different. We want to document it as being part of what propels us to the fulfillment of our dreams and our purpose. But you have to align yourself with that. And it's only going to be by way of you studying other people and all the people that you have followed and try to figure out why it is that I like them in the first place. Why was I drawn to this place in the first place? When you start to figure those things out, you're going to start to notice all the differences that you have in your mind. Okay? This is going to be an indicator that you are something different, something other than what you've been following for, this period of time. Okay. Listen. You can't just say you want more. Because what I'm about to tell you to do, you can't just say, well, I want more money. I want a different profession. I want a better job, right? I want a more beautiful or luxurious career or a house or car, whatever the case may be. You need to discover the why it is that you want more money. What are you going to do with it? What would your life look like if you had the money? What would it be like? What would your life be like if you had the car or the dream home? All right? Instead of regurgitating all of this information that you've heard everybody say, there's no right answer when it comes to you. There's only your answer, right? There's only your thoughts, your mind, your opinions, right? And you're going to have to weed some of those out because they're going to prove themselves to be incorrect. But a lot of them are going to prove themselves to be accurate when it comes to your life, the way you live, the way you think, the way you want to do things. Why not implement that and get paid for it? All right, so let's get right into what Dreamscaping is. Remember your procrastination checklist? If you didn't download it, please go back to the previous videos and download that and fill out that information because you're going to need it for this segment. Dreamscaping is going to be you taking each segment of those that I had mapped out on that form, right? Whether it was your lifestyle, whether it was your business, whatever it is, and you're going to create an entire 7 days. This is a lot of work, I know. But you have to be committed to this journey. If you're not committed to this journey, you may be in the wrong place. But you have to be committed to this journey. You're going to map out an entire 7 days on each of these topics. And the 7 days and how you're going to map them out is going to be exactly what you want your life to look like. How do you, if you were already in business Your business has been established for the last 10 years. You're getting paid, making money, doing all the things that you wanted to do in business. What does that look like? What do you do when you wake up on Monday? What do you do when you wake up on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? What do you eat for breakfast? You know, when you walk into the office, what's your energy? How do you pump everybody up? How do you get your sales team on board or your staff to coordinate everything that you have going on? What does that look like when it comes to your business? Oh man, this wind is picking up. But try to finish this, all right? When it comes to your lifestyle or whatever's on that procrastination checklist, I want you to map out an entire week around it. And I want you to tell me exactly what it looks like if that area in your life was already established. If it was just how you wanted it to be. And if you can't do 7 days, start with one. Start with a Monday. Start with a Friday. Start with your first weekend. Whatever it is, start somewhere. You may not be able to get to the entire 7 days. I know many people ain't got a lot of time, but the little time that you have, utilize it, making yourself better, giving yourself a goal to achieve. We're getting to that place where we're about to have mental freedom. If we have mental freedom, if our hearts are free and our minds are free, everything else in our life is going to free up. You're going to be able to put yourself in position to get the finances straight, to get the business up and running, to get the kids on track and on board where it is that they need to be. If you don't have kids, just to get your personal life on track and on board and where it needs to be, right? You're going to be a different person when you walk into the workplace because you're going to understand where it is that you're going, what you're working for, what you're trying to achieve. All right, so we're going to work on dreamscaping this week. Please sit down when you have free time. Map out each of those places in your life. Do your best to give me 7 days. Comment down below some of the things that you found out about yourself in the process of you doing this. Watch this video 5 times if you have to go back and rethink and re-engage on how it is you need to be thinking when you're looking at this paper trying to document this information. I'm telling you, this is going to work for you. You have to believe in it though. Faith activates a lot of things. But if you're not utilizing your faith, then the work that you're doing is futile, it's dead. All right? Or either vice versa, your faith is dead if you're not implementing the program. I don't know. Use it how you want to use it. Okay? So I want to end on this note. Your life cannot be made up of pieces of everybody else's. We are connected because they're wholly who they are, and I'm wholly who I am. And when you put those things together, it creates something dynamic. But first, you got to try to find out who you are and stop trying to figure out everybody else. One last thing, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, if you are not yet following me on Instagram, I need you to go do both. RP Mentality, Recession Proof Mentality on YouTube. Go follow me. Please leave a comment, like the video, share the videos, save the videos for all my Instagrammers. Save the videos, okay? And remember, recession proof is a mindset. All right? Until next time, change your mentality. I'm out.
Doing what I want, a slave to myself. Now I'm broken, I can't do it on my own. I know God wants my good and that's enough. Why I'm yelling.